All right. Hey, everyone. Good evening. This is Amy Kosmowski, Diamond Ambassador on the amazing Goal Diggers team. You guys, we just got back from Leaders Retreat, and let me tell you, every single time that we go to an event, it blows my mind. Every single time. Plexus does everything first class, over the top, and they just blow our mind over and over again. I've been with the company exactly 4 years, and I can tell you, having been to numerous events, it's just more and more incredible each and every time. So I'm going to hit a couple highlights tonight of things that happened and things that we did, and then I'm going to go into the meat and potatoes of some things that we learned while we were at Leaders Retreat. One of the things with Leaders Retreat that's great is they give us a lot of downtime. So what that means is we can really connect as team and build relationships and spend time with one another and have breakfast with each other and lunch and hang out by the pool. And, that's really one of the big key pieces of what it's all about. So we're only in session for about 5 hours the entire time that we're there. So it's a really short amount of time that we're actually sitting and learning and absorbing things. The other parts is having fun and connecting with leaders, meeting new friends, meeting new people. So that's really what it's all about. But some things that, and I keep looking off to the side because I got my notes. I don't want to miss anything. Some of the things that went down this weekend were, it opened first night with the welcome reception, which was incredible. It was a Havana Nights theme, which is why you see all these flowers, everybody dressed with their, pictures with the flowers in their hair and all that kind of stuff. There was also a VIP party that happened that evening. As you guys probably remember, anyone that's been around that isn't brand new, there are tiered earnings for Leaders Retreat. So you have to earn Leaders Retreat, and that's from June through August that you can earn Leaders Retreat. So that is coming up again every single year. And during that time, you also can earn different incentives. And this year they had the VIP party. They had $150 cash. They had $750 happy cash, I think they called it. They had a VIP Disney/Universal experience. You could choose to go to one of those. And then there was Bloomingdale's. They also had a Consistency Club breakfast. So for those of you guys that are working on being consistent every single month, which we all should be, right? Consistency Club had an amazing breakfast that was paid for. So just another reason to be working your business consistently every single month is there's perks at all these different events for those of you that earn that. Then there was the 5K walk, which, guys, I don't even know how to explain it. The sea of pink that was out at 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning was indescribable. The pictures do not do it justice. And there were people driving by on the interstate in Orlando that were honking at us. That's how amazing we looked out there. So that was incredible, raising awareness and funds and hopefully finding a cure for breast cancer. And then, of course, that night we had the pirate party, which I'm sure you've seen all the pictures of all of us dressed up and all that good stuff. It was amazing. So to the meat and potatoes of the meetings. We had a new product launch. We talked about back office. We had Alec talk. We had Tarl talk. We had the amazing John Maxwell. We had Coach Ronnie Cuevas, one of our One Plexus Award winners, talk about vision. And then I myself was extremely humbled to talk about empowerment. So let's get started. Let's talk about the new back office. I'm sure you guys saw it's going to be launching. They're calling it Project Genesis. I don't know if that's what it's going to be called when it actually launches, but that's what they've been referring it to. And it is going to launch November 4th through the 5th. So, and they gave us an exact time, and I did not write that down. I apologize, guys. But on sometime on the 4th, our back office is going to shut down, and then Genesis is going to launch on the 5th. My suggestion to you, listen up, write this down. Go through your back office. Make sure you either print out or save your customer information, your team information. If you go to your back office for your team, you can download, your reports. I would personally download them just so you have them. that day. If there are any subsequent days that we're down at all, I don't foresee that happening at all. Those of you that were around when we switched back offices quite a while ago now, we had a lot of issues, but it's because we were going with an external company. We're actually handling everything internal now and keeping that other back office live. So that's not going to go anywhere, but I want you to be able to access it. Does that make sense? So you want to be able to access it should we be down for any more than that day, period. They're not suggesting that, just what I'm suggesting in case you need to get into it, or you want to be tracking things that are happening from the switch, from before the switch to after the switch. So there you have it. That's what I would do. New product was launched. Guys, this product is revolutionary. It is incredible. It's an all-in-one vitamin and probiotic for our kids. It's chewable. It is, hang on, I have all of the information on it right here. So what they talked about, so Cindy Latham, for those of you that don't know, she's our Chief Marketing Officer, and she is one of the most brilliant minds I've ever met. She's extremely intelligent and was just amazing to hear. But she talked about, you know, diet, pollutants, and lifestyle are really making our kids very unhealthy. And 1 in 3 kids eat fast food daily. Daily. Fast food daily, guys. And 1 in 3 kids are either overweight or obese. This is huge. You know, this is something really important to hone in on. You know, our kids are getting sick because 70% of the immune system lives in the gut, right? We know that. And so if we're giving them not only the vitamin, but the probiotic, gosh, like I can't wait to see what happens with my kids. But one of the things that they did, and this is huge, is they changed the folic acid in it. So there's a gene called the MTHFR gene, which if you have a gene mutation of that, it makes you not be able to absorb folic acid, certain types of folic acid. 40% of kids are estimated not to be able to absorb our old folic acid. So, so they updated that. So if anybody asks you about that, this one is good to go. 74 million antibiotic prescriptions for kids. That's 1 for every child. 74 million. Here's what I know about antibiotics, guys. It takes 1 full year to get out of your system. 1 full year. So if we're not arming our kids with a probiotic, you know, their guts are going to be in terrible shape. Dysbiosis, this product is going to help with that, which can influence your weight, your mood, and your immune system. Behaviors, guys. Mood. I mean, a lot of us on this call, I can see, are parents, right? And we all deal with those moods and those behaviors from kids. So, you know, just think about that. Okay. If you go into your back office, under the shareables, there's lots of information on it. There's a comparison chart. One of the things that they said, which really, really hit home with me, was children's gummies that are on the market. They give our children, on average, if consumed daily, 4.5 pounds of sugar a year. That's a bag of sugar, guys. And our kids are consuming that just in a multivitamin. So think about that. This is no sugar added, non-GMO, vegetarian, gluten-free, all the good stuff, natural, no sugars, no sweeteners. So just an amazing, amazing, amazing product. You guys need to be sharing this because people are looking for vitamins, you know, and we have the best ones. So, so that's exciting. Okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is what Alec Clark touched on. And let me pull that slide up. Hang on 1 second, guys. Alec Clark talked about when they were in Musha K, he decided that he was going to kind of talk to everyone that was there about, you know, what it takes to be happy, centered, and successful. And he came up with a list of 10 things. So this is a list that he shared to the top, what was it, I think 7 or 10 earners that went to Musha K for convention. So what he said is, number 1, make Don't make exceptions to your standards. Don't make exceptions to your standards. So don't change who you are in this business. Don't change your standards because you're a Plexus ambassador. Be who you are. Be true to you. The second thing that he talked about, guys, this is so easy. You ready for it? Smile. Smile. He challenged us all to smile at 5 strangers a day. I can tell you this, when I was walking, I was probably torturing the poor people that were running and walking, but when I was walking in the 5K, I would notice some people walking by that may not have been in huge groups, and I was like, hey, Alec Clark told us to smile, and they were like, funny. But guys, like, they would start to smile, and they're like, oh, like, when you smile at people, they smile back most of the time. You know, it makes them feel good. It makes you feel good. People are attracted to happy people. Have you ever seen a grumpy person that you wanted to go up to and have a conversation with? Because I haven't. You know, if you're walking around like you're disinterested or you're not happy, most people aren't going to be attracted to you. Most people aren't going to want to know what products you're sharing because they're probably not going to want your products because you're miserable, right? So practice smiling, guys. Let's practice smiling all the time. I did a thing with a group probably 2 or 3 years ago now where I had a homework assignment with one of our team, with our probably like 15, 20 people on team. And I told them to practice smiling on the phone. Guys, it's the strangest thing ever, right? Like, and smile in the mirror, right? So you answer the phone. You can hear a smile on the phone. You can hear it, you know, because here it is. Hello? Hi. Yeah, how are you? Right? You can tell I'm not smiling. But if I'm like, hey, how are you? Yeah, good to hear from you. Right? You can hear my smile in my voice. People are attracted to people that are happy. Bottom line. So smile. That's number 2. Number 3 that Alec talked about was be disciplined. Be disciplined. Guys, this is probably the biggest struggle for me. Like, discipline, organization, it's a struggle, but I know that it's a struggle, so it's something that I work on every single day. I have a hard time with it, and I'm aware of that, and so it makes me have to be more disciplined to be aware of it. You know, I've got to keep my calendar. I've got to know exactly what's happening. So my discipline has to come in the form of a calendar. You know, kids, family, life, Plexus, my husband's job, things that are going on. You know, us moms especially, we have to balance everything. We have to balance everyone's lives, right? So being disciplined. Number 4, live the golden rule. Live the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. It's so simple. It is so simple. You know, talking about people, being negative, complaining, none of that has any positive potential in your life. None of that is going to lead you to where you want to be in life or in business. So if you're treating people the way that you want to be treated in a positive manner, you're going to get that back. Number 5 is don't complain. So that kind of goes on with the live the golden rule. Don't complain. You know, and this goes especially, I think, to leaders, to people that are leading, whether you have a team of 2 or you have a team of 20. It's especially important never to complain to your downline. Why? They feel that from you. They feel that angst and they attach on to what you're doing. You're their leader. If you need to complain, voice up, you know, go out to a sideline, but don't voice your complaints down. It really has no positive impact on your business. So it's best not to complain at all, but if you have to do it, don't do it down. Number 6, I love this one. It's something that, you know, I pride myself on doing every single day, and it's keep learning. Keep learning, guys. You know, read books, listen to podcasts, listen in the car on your way to work or to school or whatever your situation is, on your way to daycare. You know, keep learning as much as you possibly can. I try to commit to 30 minutes a day of either watching videos or reading books. And I can promise you that it has really changed me, not only as a leader, but as a person. So much so that I was really humbled. Someone shared with me that they saw me at an opportunity event in 2015. And he said how much I had changed, my stage presence and my confidence and how I delivered in that short amount of time. And that to me was just huge. You know, I felt a sense of accomplishment in the fact that I really have been working so hard to improve. And I think that's one of the greatest things with this business is it's not all about the products. It's not all about making money and the opportunity and being a diamond and having a Lexus and, you know, going on these fancy trips. Guys, it's about development. It's about being better people, better human beings, and helping others do the same, right? In so many ways in our lives. So keep learning. Number 7, this is something that I also struggle with and getting better at it. But it's look up. Look up. It's very simple. It sounds so silly, right? But, you know, we're kind of all kept by these things these days, right? And especially those of us that are really growing a business or have a team, or you just started, so you're in that, you know, that craze of, oh, you know, I got to answer this, you know, I got to answer this message and I have to respond to this person. You know, you miss so much of life if you're just looking down at your phone. So have times when you're able to put it down, you know, dinner time, maybe bedtime, you know, whatever it may be. Have off times where you can put down your phone. I've been very guilty of my son saying, Mom, put down the phone. Mom, watch me. Mom, play with me. So I've really had to be aware and putting down my phone. Now, I'm not telling you to put it down all day. I'm not telling you not to work your business. But definitely look up, you know, have times when you're not on your phone. Number 8 that Alec talked about was set goals. But not just set them, write them down. Guys, so many people have goals, but they don't write them down. I can tell you that I have had times in this business, numerous times, where I faltered and I failed. And when I look back, it's because I didn't have my goals written down. It's because I didn't have them. You know, when I was going from rank to rank, my screensaver on my phone was that next rank. Every time I picked up my phone, I saw that as my goal. Okay, it's gold. I got to get to gold. And I had my goals written down in my phone, on Post-it notes in my car, on Post-it notes on my fridge, on Post-it notes in my bathroom, you know, everywhere. Anywhere that I could see, I had my goals. I had my affirmations. So write down your goals and post them somewhere. Number 9, be humble. You know, I think that Plexus for me has probably been the most humbling experience. I don't know how many of you on tonight have heard my story, but I failed miserably in the beginning of my business. Miserably. I had a very high amount of PV, so I had a ton of customers that believed in me, that wanted me to lead them towards health and wellness. And the truth was, I didn't know what I was doing. And so because of that, I didn't message them. I didn't follow up with them. I didn't respond to that. You know, I just wasn't being proactive in my activity with my customers. And because of that, I lost almost all of them. I luckily failed forward, and I was able to to serve up a lot of humble pie and apologize that I didn't know what I was doing. Guys, nobody expects you to know what you're doing in the beginning, but we all have voices for a reason, and it's to ask for help. And that's something that I wasn't doing. And so that whole experience humbled me to no extent, and really allowed me to learn that it wasn't the way to do business or life with friends. And number 10, he talked about serving others. You know, one of the things that Alec Clark has said over and over again is, if you're blessed, be a blessing. You know, serving others is one of the greatest things about this business. We have products and an opportunity that can change lives. They're changing lives daily. They continue to change lives daily. Thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them. Guys, our products are incredible. Our opportunity is second to none. And when we have those things combined, there's no reason we shouldn't be serving and helping others, reaching out, sharing our products, sharing our story, sharing our opportunity, but also sharing our talents, our gifts, our money with the community. So those were the 10 things that Alec talked about. I loved all of them. I think that if we are doing these things daily, if we are practicing these things daily, there's no reason we won't be successful. I especially love the smile one, guys. I truly think that people are attracted to happy people, and people are attracted to enthusiasm. It's always been one of the things that when people ask me why I think I'm so successful, I tell them I'm enthusiastic about what I do. I smile, you know, I'm excited. All right, so that is Alec's little nugget for us. All right, moving on. I know this is the moment you all have been waiting for. And it's telling me my connection is unstable. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm sure Aaron O'Keefe is going to have a comment for me about my internet. So John Maxwell, he talked about the 5 levels of leadership. He has a book about it. It's a whole entire book, but he broke it down for us in the time that he was with us. I, by the way, got to be backstage with him. I was like so starstruck, guys. It was not even funny. I was in the green room. I wanted to selfie, but they wouldn't let me. But anyway, the one thing that he started with, and I think this is really important, and he said that he made this in a separate book, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. Law number 1 is the law of the lid. And he starts with this for almost all of his seminars and things that he does. And I know, Aaron O'Keefe, it is your favorite law, and it's actually mine as well. I love, love, love this law. The reason that I love this law, the law of the lid, is because your leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. Your leadership ability determines a person's level of effectiveness. So what does that mean? If you don't learn how to lead effectively, there's going to be a limit to your success. So what does this look like? Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, he puts it out there. You've got a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest level of leadership. Let's say your leadership is coming in around a level 4 to 5. What that means is your organization as a team will be somewhere around a 3 to a 4. It will not be any higher than that. It will not grow beyond that unless you grow beyond that. Your team is following you. If you're here, they're here. If you're here, they're here. Okay? So following that scale and knowing that our leadership determines what our organization looks like, it truly, truly, truly does. It really sets our agenda for leadership. So people say, okay, well, if the law of leadership, if I'm sitting at a 4 or 5 and I have a lot still to learn, what do I do? Well, guys, it's simple. You have to grow yourselves. You have to become a better leader. You've got to immerse yourself in self-development, personal development, growth, professional development, read books, YouTube. You have to grow yourself as a leader in order for, absolutely, Aaron, in order for your team to grow. Just like Aaron said, you cannot attract a level 7 or 8 person if you're sitting at a 4 or a 5. So what does that mean? A level 7 or an 8. Let me give you an example. A level 7 or an 8 would be somebody that is business oriented. They run their own business, or they have a huge network. They're very professionally connected. They're personally connected. You look at that person and you're like, wow, that person, that's the person. That's the person I need on my team. That person has, just like Aaron said, influence over their community, influence on their friends, their family. People want to follow that person. People like that person. That person smiles a lot. That person attracts a lot of people. That person is a 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're sitting at a 4, you're not going to attract a 7, 8, 9, 10. You're not going to do it. So how do you change? How do you get, and this is what people ask all the time, how do you get from where you are right now to where you want to be, to attracting those people? You got to work on skills. You have to personally grow. You have to develop. Join groups. Reach out to leaders. Reach out to people that you look up to. Follow them. Do what they do on Facebook. Do what they tell you to do. Be coachable. Gosh, guys, this is huge. You know, so many people reach out and they say, Amy, I need to know, how can I grow my business? How, you know, I want to change. I want to do X, Y, Z. And so I coach them. Aaron coaches them. Kathleen coaches them. We coach, right? We help people grow their business. But if you're not applying what we're teaching, that means you're not coachable, right? So you've got to be open, willing to receive messages. You've got to go, okay, it's time for me to break down my wall. It's time for me to realize that I'm doing the best that I can right now with what I have and the talents that I've been given, but there's so much more that I can do. So I need to not be defensive. I need to take in what they're telling me. I need to listen to what other leaders are saying, do what other leaders are doing. So be coachable. I think Aaron would agree with that. So I love that you're chiming in on here, Aaron. So seeking advice, but you have to be willing to be coachable and take that in and improve in the areas that you need to improve in, and also recognize your strengths. Guys, we all have strengths. So the biggest thing in this business is to maximize your strengths while minimizing your weaknesses. And, you know, find a coach or a mentor, find a running partner, find people that can help you be where you want to be. One of the biggest things, though, that I think that we do in this business is we go, okay, well, I'm a silver, so I'm going to find someone that's a silver, and I'm going to get them to do this business with me. You know, I'm going to run with them. You want to find a gold. You want to find a senior gold. You want to find someone that's a step above you because you want to be reaching to where they are. You know, if you're on this level together and you're walking this pace together, you may not get to this level. You know, if you're being raised above, you know, think about it. You know, think about all the great athletes in the world. They'll all tell you their game is better when they're against a better opponent. They're up against, you know, a better basketball player, a better football player, a better swimmer, whatever it may be. They're at their best because they know their competition is tough. And so if you're competing or working with someone that's a little bit better than you, it's going to just raise you up, right? So the law of the lid, we want to constantly be growing in our business and pushing that lid to the top. Attracting people with influence, attracting people with network, that's the key. So that's how he started out talking. He talked about that being really, really important. And the other thing that he started out talking about was the position of leader is not leadership. It's not leadership, guys. Just because you have a title, it doesn't make you a leader. And I think a lot of times in this business, we go, oh, well, I'm going to do X, Y, Z when I hit this level. You know, there's no reason to wait. You know, you've got to immerse yourself into personal growth and development now. You know, people are going to follow you now if you're improving yourself. Some people, like myself, like I said, failed forward, and I got to Emerald very quickly. And like I said, it was really humbling because I didn't know what I was doing, guys, and I had to go back and I had to learn a whole bunch really fast to be able to help my teammates. And I was doing a terrible job at it. Luckily, I survived it. But, you know, why do that if you don't have to? You know, if you can learn and grow now as you're growing and growing your business and growing your organization, it's the best thing to do. Even if you're here for wholesale and you want to just share with a couple people, we love wholesalers. We love you guys. But growing yourself personally and professionally, what could be better than that? You've got a great opportunity. You're getting products at a wholesale price, and you're becoming a better human being. Aaron O'Keefe has a great stat from Joseph. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute?
Okay, so I just took my hair out of a ponytail.
That's why I had the video. I mean,
so
gorgeous.
A few of us on my team did a private call with Joseph last week before we went to Leaders.
He's a coach, by the way, guys. He's a Jules coach.
At home office.
Yeah.
And he said to us, it takes about 10,000 hours of work to become a professional at something. So what that looks like is about 10 years. And Kelly Sosnick figured out that if you do 19 hours of work a year. So now Amy and I have been this 3.5 to 4 years, and that just shows how little we know. We are still learning and growing. We have a lot more to do. And, you know, we work at it every day and every week, like she said, but just because we're diamonds doesn't mean we're experts. We usually have a large team, and not a large team because of, you know, our hard work and our influence and our, you know, a lot of reasons. But like we have to learn. We have to continue to learn. And if you've only been in this for 6 months to a year and you're not seeing the results, you just haven't done enough learning, maybe. Mm-hmm. So don't stop learning. And, you know, it takes 10 years to become an expert and a professional at something. And who knows if it's probably more than that, because most people might not work 19 hours a day. 19 hours a week, sorry.
A week, yeah.
19 hours a day.
That would be a lot.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I just wanted to pipe in because that just kind of added to what you were saying.
I love that. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing that. That's great. So guys, think about that. You know, like Aaron said, you know, Aaron and I are both diamonds. We're by no means experts. And what we share with you a lot of times are things that we have failed at. And we don't want you to have to fail at them too. You know, duplication is best, but not when you're duplicating what we already failed at, right? Okay. So back to, we're now going to start on the 5 levels of leadership that John Maxwell talked about. Now, also, you can pull this up at any time. There's a nice little chart. I should have done it so that you guys could see it on the screen while I was talking. But what he talked about is there's 5 different levels, right? So the first one is position. And just like I just said, the position of leader doesn't mean that you're a leader. People follow you at that point because they have to. They have no other choice. You brought them into this organization, they have to follow you. You know, they aren't connected with anyone. They're just following you because that's what's happening. The next one is permission. Permission is all about relationships. And this is when people start to follow you because they want to. This is where John Maxwell talked about people listen, they learn, and they lead. They listen, learn, and lead. So basically, they're duplicating what you're doing. They observe the way to do things from you. It's not what you say, it's what you show them. That's important. And that was the post that I put up this morning. It was more about level 3, but you know, guys, we don't want to be a travel agent. We need to be tour guides, right? We need to be going with people. We need to be showing them the way. We shouldn't be asking our teammates to go somewhere that we're not willing to go ourselves, or do something that we're not willing to do ourselves. So what does that mean? You know, if you're telling your team, hey guys, it's so important to sign 3 a month, which it is, by the way, we have to be showing them the way. We have to be doing that work ourselves because they're watching. Just like, you know, Aaron said earlier when I was talking about look up, our kids are watching us. Our team is watching us, right? People are watching us. Regardless of what level you're at, they're wanting to be you because you're just this much further ahead of them. So listen, learn, and lead. That's the level 2. It's not what people say, it's what they show them. And Leadership is servanthood. This was something that hit me when he was talking. Leadership is servanthood, not perkhood. I thought about this a lot. He talked about, in certain companies, the employees don't get the parking spots next to the door. They don't park next to the door. They don't, it's not about fancy offices or corner offices with a view. It's about serving others. Your leadership role is about serving others, not about being a certain title. It's not about being a diamond or being an emerald or being a ruby. It's about serving and leading and helping others. So I thought that was really impactful that he talked about that. The third level that he talked about is production. This is where results come in, production. So if you're at a level 3 as a leader, by the way, a lot of people get stuck in level 1 and never come out. I think he said it was 80%. Correct me if I'm wrong, Aaron. Yeah. So 80% of people start out at level 1. They come in. They're a leader. I'm a silver. I'm leading my team of 3. And they never come out because they never get past the fact that they've got this, title and they have a right now to leadership. People are just following you because they have to. You're not growing as a person, as a leader, if you're at level 1. So we've gone past level 2, past permission and relationships. Level 3 is about production and results. Production and results, guys. People follow because of what you have done for the organization. So this is where respect comes in. People are starting to respect you as a leader because they're seeing things that you've done for the organization. This is where the credibility of a leader comes in. This is where you're going to see, basically, if you're not good, he said, why would anyone want to be on your team? If you're not good, why would anyone want to be on your team? If you're not consistent with your products and showing success, why would anyone want to be on your team? He did. He slapped us hard. He did. It was pretty brutal. I'm going to read to you what he said to us. So this isn't me talking to you. This is John Maxwell. So let me just get into my deep John Maxwell voice while I tell you the next things. He does have the coolest voice, by the way. Okay. So he said, if you're an average leader and you're not successful, I'd love to be on your team and not be successful with you. Think anybody's thinking that? Anyone? Do you think anyone is thinking that? He said, you're no exception. Why would anyone want to join you? You don't go to losers for advice. So why would you join a loser unless you want to lose? He really did say losers. He totally did. I could relate it to an analogy of football right now, but I won't because Aaron O'Keefe and I are like on the same page with NFL teams. Right, Aaron? So seriously, you don't want to join a loser. That's what he said. Just let that sink in for a minute. And what are you putting forward? What are you sharing with people? He did. I know, he really did say all that. I mean, he said losers. I about died. He said, you have no right to lead someone else unless you're personally successful yourself. Now, at this moment, I'm sitting there and I'm like, sorry guys, I have to shift because my back is killing me. All right. At this moment, I'm sitting there and I'm like, did he really just say that? Like, you have no right to lead someone else unless you're personally successful yourself. But then I thought, you know what? He's right. He's not just talking about being a leader, right? Being what you would call, a leader. Maybe whoever you look up to as a leader. Maybe it's a diamond, maybe it's a ruby. I don't know who you look up to as a diamond, but whoever you personally look up to, he's not necessarily talking about that person in respect. He's talking about, think about consistency with products. What are you putting out there? What are you telling people? What are you saying? What does your posture look like? if you are not being positive, putting yourself forward in a positive light about Plexus, about the opportunity, about consistency that you have, about the success that you've had, about being vulnerable with the products that you're taking, you can't ask others to do the same, right? People are not going to follow you. So you have to have some kind of success and be sharing it for people to follow you. Do you get what I'm saying? No one's going to want to follow you if all you're doing is you're saying, hey, look at Joe. Joe looks great. And you know what? I want to show you my friend Erin. Erin's looking awesome. Hey, check out Sue over here. Sue's feeling amazing. Your friends are going to be like, well, what about you? What about you, Erin? What's going on with you? Oh, well, the products look really pretty sitting on my kitchen counter. Right, guys? People want to follow successful people. You've got to be successful with the products, with your posting, with leading, with growing personally. It's all around. It's not just leadership in a sense of having a team of 10,000 people. All right. So level 3, he says, follow me. Follow me because I'm good. Leadership is visual. This is where he talked about travel agents versus tour guides, leading by example. The other thing that he talked about with this part of it is momentum. Guys, just like I talked about in the beginning of the call, we've got a new back office coming, which is going to be seamless and amazing. Those of you that were around the first time, you know it did not go so well because we switched to a terrible company, outside company. This is all being done within Plexus, but I'm going to draw that as an example. For those of you that were around when that back office came, if you did not have huge momentum, your business likely came to a screeching halt. We all know when you're pedaling a bike up a hill, if you don't have a start from before you're at the bottom of that hill, it's hard to get up to the top of the hill, right? It takes a lot of energy. But he used the example of if you have momentum and you're in a train and you know, in front of the tracks is this 5-foot thick concrete steel enforced wall. If that train is traveling at 55 miles an hour, it's going to smash through it, right? It's just going to just blow that thing to pieces. But if you place a 1-inch little piece of steel on the track of a train and you try to get it moving, it's not going to go, right? So what he drew the example of there is we exaggerate our problems, be it good or bad. And if we don't have momentum going into those problems, it's going to make it even worse. That to me was huge, guys. That visual of that train smashing through any problem, because problems are going to come in this business, guys, right? People are going to say no. People are going to quit and go to some legging company or go to some hair company or go to some mascara company. It's going to happen, right? But are you magnifying that problem when it happens? Are you placing more attention on that than need be? Or are you using the momentum that you're focusing on your business with razor sharp vision of where you want to go and where you want to be? Is that momentum carrying you there? Or are you letting that tiny little issue just cause so many problems in your business? I would venture to say that most of us that have been stuck, that have gone backwards, that haven't had the success that we want to have, that we've let those little problems get in our way. Because here's what I know, those little problems, if you focus on it today, it's going to magnify tomorrow. And then you're still worrying about it this week and then next month. And then you're going to look back and go, gosh, my check wasn't really that big this month. I didn't get paid the way that I thought I was going to get paid. But if you look at where your focus was, it wasn't on building. It was on the negative. Yeah, like Erin said, then a year goes by and nothing, right? Because you're focusing in the wrong spot. So momentum is huge, guys. Building, growing, grabbing a hold of people that want to run with you. You know, don't focus on the little itty bitty negative things that happen because it's life. Those things happen. If we focus all day, every day on those things that are so small and trivial that don't really matter, gosh, I mean, I know I wouldn't be a diamond. Erin would probably tell you the same. I mean, there are a lot of times that I could have just been like, oh man, that's a problem. Got to focus on that for the next 6 weeks. And by the way, people have, and I have, and it's stopped my business. So momentum, guys, it's key. The other thing that he talked about with this whole momentum thing is managers versus leaders. He touched a little bit on this. And I think that this is something that's really important, especially for those of us like myself who have never been in network marketing before Plexus. You're used to, in, corporate America, having management, managers, learning how to manage. And that's not leadership, guys. Managers try to solve problems, he talked about, but leaders create momentum. So managers are over here putting out fires all day. I got to solve this problem. I got to deal with this. Yes, Aaron O'Keefe, managers are level 1. They are just putting out fires all day. But leaders are creating momentum. And here's the thing. We attract who we are, not who we want. Law of the lid. Again, we attract who we are, not who we want. Man, we may look to people and go, gosh, it'd be great to have that person on our team. But if we're not at their level, we're not going to attract them. So going back to kind of Alec Clark's thing, do you have a good attitude? Are you loyal? If you're a producer, producers attract producers. Are you doing the work? Are you putting yourself out there? Are you showing people what you're capable of? Because if you are, then those producers are attracted to you. Attract better people, he says. Level 3 is based on what you have done for Plexus. So that level 3, that level of production is based on what you've done for Plexus. People are going to look at you. They're going to go, oh, yeah, man, that girl, she's a Ruby. Yeah, I'm going to join her because she's a Ruby, because of what she's done for Plexus. Okay. All right. Level 4. Level 4 is people development. This is based on reproduction. So people follow you because of what you have done for them. Reproduction. People follow you for what you have done for them. Let me go back to that one. Okay. So becoming a better they are becoming a better person, John Maxwell explains, because of you. They're becoming a better person because of you, because of what you've done for them, because of how you've lifted them up, because of how you make them feel. It's not just because of what you've done for Plexus. It's about building them up. People start to follow you for one reason, he says, but they won't continue to follow you for only one reason. That was really big for me. That really hit home for me, was thinking about that as, people start to follow you. Maybe they start to follow you because they had no choice, right? But they're not going to continue, right? That's why a lot of people get stuck down there at level 1. They're not going to continue following you unless you're growing, unless you're going to level 2, level 3, level 4. So people come in following you for one reason, but they're not going to stay there for that reason. So you have to recruit well. Recruit well. Guys, this is one of the biggest pieces of this call tonight. If you take nothing else from this call, I want you to focus on this. Focus. This is where a lot of us are going wrong, is in the recruiting piece. He says, all is well that begins well. All is well that begins well. So when I was thinking about that, I thought, gosh, you know what? Right now, we are really building a team of wholesalers. We're building a team of wholesalers, which is fine. Like I said, we love our wholesalers. But what are we doing to get them from wholesale to silver? This is what I know. People are going to stick around a lot longer if they're silver. They're going to stick around if they're making their money. They're going to stick around if their products are getting paid for. They're going to stick around if they're feeling successful. And they're feeling successful when they feel like they're a part of a team. They're a part of something bigger than they are. That comes usually at silver and above. So guys, all things end well that begin well. So how are we beginning the conversation when we are recruiting new people? I can tell you, in most of the people that I have coached and I've worked with over the past couple of years, most people are telling me, well, I just feel like I have to sign them. I get so excited. They tell me, yeah, okay, after I've asked them numerous times, or, I've talked to them several times about it, they're finally like, yeah, okay, sign me up. So, I get too excited. I don't want to go over the convenience order. I don't want to deflate them. I don't want to bring them down. Stop. This is your business. This is a business. You are in this business, I'm assuming, because it's not a hobby, to make money or to at least offset your cost. If that is the case, then you need to be able to create a team that is sustainable. If you're creating a team that's sustainable, they need to have convenience orders on. Guys, this is something that we've been talking about for months now. Here's what I know. 80% of people that join without convenience orders on are not going to turn them on, ever. Ever, ever, ever. So 8 out of 10 people that you attract to your business with convenience orders off, you've now spent, 6 weeks, 6 months working on getting them to sign, and they're not going to be here next month. That makes zero sense to me. Sorry for the tough love, guys, but it's true. So if you think about it, if we're beginning well, if we want it to end well, beginning well, what does that look like for your business? Well, I know it's posturing yourself. I know that it's okay to tell people that are joining just for Slim, you know what, friend, I love you and I know that you care about me as a friend, and I just need to tell you that, you can't join for wholesale just to get Slim. Why? Because I make no money. And I know that that this is what I'm doing, either to earn extra income or to provide for my family, whatever the case may be for you. And I will make no money if you're an ambassador and all you're purchasing every month is Slim. So the best thing to do is to get you preferred, and to get you just signed up preferred. In just a couple months, you're going to be spending the exact same amount that I am, which is wholesale, but I'm going to also be benefiting by making money as well. And I know that if you were to shop at Walmart or GNC for similar products, you know that those people there are making money as well. So I'm your friend. I'm no different, right? Guys, it's all about posture. Same thing when you're signing somebody up and they are doing, they're going to buy the kit and they want the triplex. You say to them, look, I want you to be a wholesale ambassador because I know that that's what you want financially to come in at wholesale, but I need to ask you a few questions first to see if you qualify. I need to see if you qualify as a wholesale ambassador. And the reason that I'm doing this is I'm posturing myself. I am setting myself up for success, because if that person is not willing to have their convenience order on that night, they shouldn't be signing as an ambassador. But I can tell you this, I have never once had somebody say to me when I'm posturing like that, whoa, hold on a second, convenience order, no, I don't want anything about that. Because what I've already said to them is, look, these products are not an overnight fix. What I know is they come with a 60-day money-back guarantee for a reason, but I usually suggest to all of my friends to try them for at least 60 to 90 days. Now, here's the thing. You can get that 60-day money-back guarantee at 90 days, at 120 days, at 180 days. It's for the last 60 days. So I want you to give it a try, to be honest with yourself, because we all know we didn't get in the health that we're at today overnight, right? So will you give me at least 60 to 90 days? Yes, I will. Okay, great. Then let's go ahead and get that convenience order set up so that you don't have to worry about it next month. It's going to come automatically to you. That's something that I ask all people that sign up on our team to do. I posture. I set myself up for success. It ends well because I began it well, right? So that's what was going through my head when John Maxwell was talking about it ends well when it begins well. Guys, when we're just like, oh crap, she wants to join. Okay, just join. Just hit the join button. You know, they can tell when we're like, oh yeah, oh, this is it. I need this one for my planner this month, right? They can tell when we're anxious about it. Be calm, lead them the right way. All things end well that begin well. All right. Now, the quality of the person depends on the quality of the training you give them. Makes sense, right? You can bring a level 3 in, let's say you're a level 7, you can bring a level 3 in and raise them to a level 7. Doesn't matter what level you bring the person in at. The point is you want to raise them as you're raising your organization, as you're growing your organization. You know, a level 3 is probably somebody that doesn't have a lot of influence. They probably don't have a huge network. They probably don't have a ton of business or network marketing experience. That's okay. You're going to help them grow. And as you help them grow, they're then raising the people that are coming in after them. That's the key, guys. That's the key. He talked about good players are based on your recruitment. Hold on, my chat closed down for some reason, but I see that made a lot of sense to me in regards to qualifying in the front end rather than having regrets. Yes, right? I mean, qualify on the front end. We shouldn't be having regrets later, like, oh man, I was so rushed to get that pen, or no, you wouldn't get the pen, to get the planner, that I was just like, oh, I didn't want to have the conversation about the CO. And that's what it is most of the time. Most of the time when I talk to people, they're like, what? Well, you know, they just said that they just wanted the discount, so I didn't really feel comfortable about talking about the CO. Guys, like, we shouldn't be bringing anybody in that doesn't feel comfortable with a CO. Like, they shouldn't even be brought in without it. Then he talked about, John Maxwell talked about, if you don't know what a good leader looks like, then you can't recruit them. Ouch. I mean, talk about some self-reflection there. If you don't know what a good leader looks like, you can't recruit them. So just think about that. Then he said, this is great. This is so good. It was kind of funny. John Maxwell was actually funny, guys. Like, I was a little bit nervous about that because he's kind of dry, you know, great content, but he was really funny. He said, you get off the plane, right? Get off the plane, you're going to Leaders Retreat next year. You get off the plane and you're so amazing that Plexus has hired a driver for you, right? And he said, you get off and you're like, there's no one looking for you. There's no one. You're like, how do I know where my driver is? Where's my driver? And he said the airport sign is obviously very important. The driver has to have a sign, right? You have to be able to find them. But here's the thing. If you were to relate that to a leader, the leaders are not looking for you. They're not looking for you. What does that mean? People aren't banging down your door to join your opportunity. It's the other way around. So he's holding up the sign, you know, yoo-hoo, looking for leaders, woo, looking for leaders, right? That's not how it works, guys. You know, you've got to go to them. You've got to seek them. You've got to know them. He talks about, you know, if he was getting off the plane and he went to go find his driver, you know, the driver has done their research. The driver should have his picture. I mean, he's written a ton of books. Like he said, hopefully it's a recent book that has a recent picture of him that they've looked at. But they should know what he looks like. They should be able to seek him out, to be able to go, hey, that's my guy. That's who I'm looking for. That's John Maxwell, right? Because they're bringing him along on their journey. So that really resonated with me, because you're not going to find your leaders just by sticking your hands up. I mean, if I did a post tonight and I was like, whoo, looking for leaders over here. Anybody a leader? Anybody want a business opportunity? $34.95, that's all it takes. Come on. Anybody want to join me? It's going to be crickets. It is. it's going to be crickets. Unless I'm finding people that I don't really need or want in my business because they don't have any other opportunity. It's kind of what he said, right? The people that are going to be running to you are probably not the people that have business sense. People that have business sense, people that have businesses, people that, yes, Aaron, we need to stop saving people. People that are sitting on their couch because they have no other opportunity in this world. Those aren't the people that are going to be a level 10 leader. If you're attracting a level 10 leader, again, you've got to grow yourself first. But if you're looking for high-level leaders, you're not going to find them by waving a flag at an airport or on Facebook looking for leaders. Because guess what? They're busy. They're off running their own business. Chances are they probably have 2 or 3. Chances are they're probably sitting on a board of directors somewhere for a charity. Chances are they're probably the president of the PTO. Chances are they probably run their kids to 7 different events and they sit on all of those committees too. Chances are they probably coach soccer and they juggle 15 other things. Those are the leaders you're looking for. And I can promise you they're not sitting on Facebook looking for you all day. He did say losers a lot. He did. Pretty much. He said losers. The losers on the couch are not looking. I mean, they're looking for you, but you should not be looking for them. John Maxwell said it. I didn't say it. Don't blame me. Don't blame me. That's what he said. But guys, if you think about it, it's true, right? It's true. If I look at any single one of the leaders in this group, all of the jewels, we were all busy people, right? We were working. We were PTO presidents. We were sitting on a such and such chair. We're running such and such charity. We started Brody's Buddy Ride. We, all of these busy leaders. Guys, be looking for busy people. But again, you sticking your hand up at the airport calling for leaders is not going to be what you're looking for. The people that are leaders seem to all feel too busy for another business. What do you say to them? I don't think you're posturing yourself properly. Oops, did I just say that? I did. Sorry, Jacqueline, but it's true. If they are too busy for you, it's probably because they don't see your level of leadership where they are. So I would probably grow personally. Sorry to call you out like that, but that's probably the truth. Okay. So that's what I would assume. Okay. The next thing he talked about is to develop a profile of who am I looking for? The 21 qualities of a leader. Who am I looking for? Position them in strengths and equip them to be successful. Then he talked about the 5 steps to equip. And he says, I do it not with equipping people. Do it for you. If you don't do it for yourself, you can't expect others to do it. We teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. We teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. So who are we? What are we putting out there? I do it, not I did it. You're never going to hear Aaron O'Keefe say, you know what, back in 2015-16 when I was growing a diamond, I did read some personal growth and development books. No, you're going to hear her say, I do it all the time, continually. I still continue to do it every single day. I meet new people every single day. I follow up with people every single day. I share this opportunity every single day. You're not going to hear her say, you know what, I did it once when I was growing. So I do it, not I did it. You've got to be really attracting people with what you're doing. He said, if you did it, you are not a leader. You're a history teacher. That's what he said. It wasn't me. He said it. If you think about it, it's kind of true, right? It's like, well, way back in 2015 when I was going diamond, I read some personal growth and development books, but I'm good now. I don't need that. Number 2, I do it and you're doing it with me. I do it and you're doing it with me. So again, we're equipping people. So this is how we're going to get our team to grow, right? 5 steps to equip every day, Erin O'Keefe, every day. I do it and you do it with me. So you're equipping. The training has to be side by side. It has to be an experience of doing it with you. That means as a leader, you're doing the activity that you're wanting the people that you are growing with you to do. You're doing it, they're doing it. You're doing it, they're doing it. Every single day, you're basically being a mentor. Step number 3 is then, so the focus was on I, right? I got tripped up on this when I was listening to him talk because it was I do it, then I do it and you're with me. Then number 3 is you do it and I'm with you. So your person does it. Your person does it. Your up and coming does it. And I'm with you. I'm basically giving you the ball. I'm still by your side. I'm still working with this situation. I'm coaching you. We're getting through it together, but you're doing the activity and I'm helping you. Step number 4 is you do it and you keep on doing it. Most of the equipping stops here. Most of the mentoring, coaching, all that. I have passed the ball. It is now yours. And number five, most important one, this is not how to add, but to compound your business. You need to do it and someone is with you. You need to do it and someone is with you. That means I did it with you, you did it and I'm with you. You did it basically all along, I passed the ball, and now you do it and someone is with you. That means you've brought on someone else. We're going silver here, people. You do it and you bring in someone else. So I passed the ball to you and you are now doing it with someone else. That is key. They promise that they are going to keep running it. Otherwise, that's a dead-end street. Think about all the legs you have, guys. If you've got, if you're growing a business already, and let's say your goal, and you've got maybe, let's say 10, 15 level ones, how many of them are doing that? How many of them are doing that activity? How many of them you've passed the ball to them and they're running with it? They've got silvers, or they are silver. Guys, if you look at your organization and you're not growing silvers below you, you got to take a huge step back and you got to focus on that. You got to work with them again until they're ready for you to pass the ball, pass the baton, and for them to start running on their own, to promise, to share. Otherwise, like he says, it's a dead-end street. It's a dead-end street. You've now worked and coached and mentored and helped that person, and it's going to stop there. And you don't want that. You want your business to continue in that leg. So you need to get them, before you pass the baton to them, to promise that they're going to do this with at least 10 more people. And you know, once they get 10 people, they're going to keep going, right? But they need to bring in at least 10 more people. He talked about that people don't want to go anywhere with people that aren't going anywhere. He said it, not me. People don't want to go anywhere with people that aren't going anywhere. So guys, I think this is an important lesson in vulnerability, in sharing. I know a lot of you are probably sitting back right now going, well, crap. I'm a silver. I've been here for 3 years. I haven't gone anywhere. My business is done. I'm screwed. No, you're not. You need to be willing to be vulnerable. You need to be willing to put yourself out there. You need to be willing to say, hey, I'm not in my business. I'm not where I want to be because I haven't grown myself to where I need to grow myself to grow my business to where my business needs to be, to where I want it to be. Being vulnerable, guys, in every aspect of your life, your business, your product, failure or wins, huge in this business. So you need to be willing to share that vulnerability. You need to be willing to stand up and say, you know what? I'm taking ownership on my own. I'm standing up and I'm telling my friends, my family, you know what? Yeah, I have been stuck at silver or I have been stuck at gold. Here's why. And this is what I'm doing to change it. Who's coming with me? I'm ready. Let's go. If you're brand new, you don't need to do that. Good for you. You're learning all fresh today. And you're just going to run with it and take it. But these are just some nuggets that I took from John Maxwell that I related back to our team and the situation of the culture of what's happening in our team. And I'm taking full responsibility and ownership on that, guys, because I don't feel like as a leader, we've empowered you the way that that you need to be empowered to grow your business. And honestly, if you look at all of the pieces that John Maxwell talks about, it really comes down to vulnerability and being willing and open to change and grow yourself. At the core of everything, that's what this is all about. Are you willing to change yourself? Are you willing to make yourself a better person? Because that is what is going to raise your lid to help you bring people with you. All right. So he talks about how you want to get quality people on the front end, not on the back end. So he said, let me explain to you how this game is about to be played. Let me explain to you about how this game is about to be played. I'm not looking for a bunch of people. I'm looking for a few. Mass movements begin with a few. So for all of us out there that are hurried and rushed and we're trying to sign 10 people, 15 people in a month, what are you doing? Are you equipping them with the power that they need to be better people, better leaders, serving others? Are you giving them what they need? Or are you looking for the right people and equipping them? Because really, at the end of the day, it comes down to how you're equipping the people that are in your organization. Are you doing what you need to do to make them better leaders? Are you doing what you need to do to raise their lid? Pinnacle number 5, the last pinnacle. This is it. Like, this is the holy grail of leadership. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. People follow you because of who you are and what you represent. People come into the company at a 1. They earn respect. Look, we all come in at number 1, right? I came in at number 1. I probably came in at a 0, -5. I don't know where I came in. I don't even know that I came in at a level 1. But let's just say I came in at a level 1. You earn respect doing 2 through 4. That's where you earn your respect from your teammates, 2 through 4. And all of that respect is what puts you at level 5. That's what puts you at the pinnacle of leadership. Is that respect. You lead based on what level you're on. Don't forget, guys, you lead based on what level you're on. So if you're at a level 1, you got to get to level 2 to bring in level 1s. So the next thing that he talked about is he's bringing out a new book. I think you can go on and pre-order it now. He said johnmaxwell.com. He didn't know his own website. That was hilarious. But it's going to be 2.0. So it's his next, was it 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership 2.0, Erin, or was it five levels of leadership 2.0?
It was neither of them. It was, I don't have it written down, but it was neither of them. It is, I forgot.
Leader within,
written down.
Leader within you.
Developing the leader within you.
Yeah, developing the leader. Yeah, developing the leader. Thank you. It just came to me. Developing the leader within you 2.0. So So one thing that he talked about is some of the things that are going to be in there. One thing in common, regardless of age, gender, etc. You're going to see more and before what others see. That's what distinguishes you as a leader. You can see more and before what others see. So you're seeing more of what's happening and before what others see. So that's one of the things that's going to distinguish you as a leader. He's going to talk about that in his book. Then he said he's going to talk about fast is faster tomorrow than it is today, and forward is shorter. So he's talking about basically time. Your time is shorter. Fast, our days are getting shorter. Our time's getting shorter. Everything is just going by faster than it did yesterday. And so how do we get more and more before? How do we get further ahead of where we are today? But then he said the important thing to know, which we've always known, is the fastest person doesn't always win the race. And I think that this is something that, he shared a story about. He had lunch with Gail Devers, who's one of the winningest female athletes in track and field. And he said to her, here he is, this 70-year-old overweight man who isn't active for a living. And he said, I said to her, I could beat you in 100 yards. And she was like, there's no way you could beat me in 100 yards. And he was like, absolutely, I could totally beat you in 100 yards. And he kept saying it. And she kept thinking, hey, this man's crazy. It's like, let's go. Let's take it to the block. And she was looking at her husband like, he's lost his mind. And he said, yeah, I could totally beat you at 100 yards. You give me an 80-yard start. Guys, it's all about how we position what we're saying, what we're expecting, what we're telling people, right? We can lead with one thing, expectations are another. And so he was saying to her, yeah, you give me an 80-yard start, I'm going to beat you. He said he had thought about saying 70, but he wasn't too sure that he could win. But seriously, if we think about the advantage that we need, what we need, how to be successful, and we're one step ahead of the game, that's a leader. That is a leader. But the fastest doesn't always win. It's who got started first, is one of his points. And he said chapter 7 is on vision. He said in his next book, and he said it's fantastic. And it's all about you seeing yourself as the winner, as the leader, that makes all the difference. That's kind of where he left us. He left us with another story, I think. But I think, with all of this, guys, the important thing to remember is, we're all growing. We're all learning every single day. And, we all have a lot to learn still. I have a lot to learn still. I am by no means an expert in this business, but I can tell you I have failed. So following me so that you don't have the same failures is probably a good idea. I think a lot of times we try to recreate the wheel and we spend a lot of time doing it. When really all you have to be doing is the simple basics of business, which is growing yourself personally, professionally, leading by example, expecting, of others, nothing less than what you expect of yourself, and posturing yourself, requiring people that join you to help be held to certain standards, convenience order on, sharing the products. Wholesalers are great, but guys, we really have to start posturing ourselves in certain ways to be successful. Because if you think of the amount of time that you've spent getting that person, just think about this. You spent all this time getting this person. You made $25 off of them because they bought a kit this month. Next month, nothing. Nothing. 80%. So it's all about posture, guys. It's all about being vulnerable, sharing what you know, growing through mistakes, growing even when you're doing amazing in this business. Never stop growing and learning. And, John Maxwell said, leadership is just such an important thing. Like, you have got to continually be growing your leadership in order to be growing in this business. And I truly 100% firmly believe in that. I know Kath and Aaron are on tonight. I can't see if others were on. I think a couple others who were chatting that are leaders in this group. But I think that you know, they would all agree that growing your leadership ability and growing your lid is one of the most crucial things in this business. If you want to grow a business, if you want to have income, sustainable income, for a long time to come, if that's what you want, you've got to work on your leadership. So empowering yourself to do that, empowering others to do that for themselves. Guys, remembering when it's okay to let go of that hand and passing the ball and asking them to take over from there, that's empowerment. And, you know, it's time for us to empower ourselves and to empower others to create the most incredible team that we can. Because, guys, we're here. We're so close to it. We are an incredible team, but there is so much untapped potential here. I promise you, as leaders, we are going to improve our game big time. We are going to start empowering you guys more and giving you more that we realize that we've been lacking on. But don't wait. You know, there are so many things that you have access to that can help you grow. And honestly, when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it's about relationships. Pouring into people, loving on people, and expecting the best out of them the same as you expect out of you. So anything else that Aaron or Kath or anybody that were at Leaders Retreat wanted to add that I may have missed out on before I stop recording and open to questions? I guess that means I hit it all.
I just said you nailed it. So I'm just trying to not be off camera.
Stop it. I'm on camera without makeup and my hair.
You actually look really pretty without makeup.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, Amy just had to deliver the tough love. We were sitting in that theater and I felt like I got slapped across the face. Like
I got punched.
It was pretty intense. And, you know, you could either say, wow, that was really mean and I'm such a loser and go run in one direction. Or you can say, wow, that really hit home and I'm going to do better. I'm going to be better. I sat there and I was like, man, I'm freaking lazy. I got to get home and I got to do more. I got to read more. I got to do this and this and this. And sitting back here, like,
I got to stop sign waiting for people to come to me.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the big things. You know, a lot of us expect people to come to us and it's not happening.
That and the whole, like, we got to figure out this wholesale thing, guys. Like, seriously. I mean, no one I didn't know what a wholesale ambassador was until I went diamond. I didn't know what it was. Like, what do you mean you're just ordering your own like, everyone was working. We got someone new and they had 1,000 PV their first month all the time. Yeah. Now we're just like, please order next month. And we got to start empowering people to share. And even since, you know, I signed, well, they're not both mine. One's under Jody, one's under me, but 2 people since I got back from since convention. And my first mention to them was, hey, you know, if you know people that are tired or, you know, blah, blah, all the things that Triplex does, all the thing that Plexus does, you could be the one to share it with them. Like, let's get you going here and we can start making money and you can earn money to pay for your own products. And the other one's a teacher. And I was like, you work in a school, dude. Everyone's sick and tired. Everyone needs extra money. You could be the girl. Like, she's like, I'm already getting my mom on board. I just sat back. We have to set the expectations better. And if you just sat back and letting them order and the next month they're at 97 PV and then the next month they're just ordering slim and then it annoys you because they're at whatever 72.95 PV for 12 months, that's our fault. That's our fault. We have 18 products. We all have an audience. Everyone should be able to qualify every month.
Absolutely. 100%. I mean, there's no reason we shouldn't be. Especially, you know, like I said, with posturing yourself, you know, if you're putting yourself out there the right way, saying these products don't work overnight, you need to commit to them. And here's what I know. Guys, when we break it down, if you break it down to somebody and you say, guess what? When you join for wholesale, look, I know you don't want to sell. I didn't want to sell either. But when you break it down for the person and you tell them, hey, look, all it takes is 3 friends to join you as customers, getting wholesale, you know, getting Triplex at Preferred, you're going to offset your cost. People go, what? 3 friends? And then guess what? Their products are paid for, so they feel more successful. So then guess what? they feel like sharing because they feel more successful. It's kind of a mind game, guys. Like if you think about it, like, you know, how many years did I spend money at the YMCA and I didn't go, right? Like you cancel the membership because you're like, man, that was basically a donation. I mean, think about the things that you paid for that you didn't feel invested in because nobody on the other end cared if you showed up, right? Nobody at the YMCA cared if I showed up. Are you being that person that cares when your friends show up? Are you being that person that's encouraging them? Are you being that person that's asking them, hey, I'd love to know what you love best so far. What's happening with your journey so far? Have you told anyone yet? You know, encourage them. We don't have to be the one posturing ourselves that way. All right, I'm going to stop recording unless Kath or somebody else have something to share. Val, anybody? All right, and then we can